independent thinking series. And let me get this background noise. Yeah. All right. Embracing being an independent thinker, the 33rd edition, also known as the Halloween edition. I don't really celebrate the holiday, Just gotta F around and see what's going on. But shalom to the people of Israel, and this is important, Talk a little bit of sports news like NBA. There's a big trade. James Harden got finally traded to the Clippers. Not surprising. Everybody's take. I just saw Dreamers Pro's little live stream, and I said hell no in the chat. Y'all check that out. But he talked about the Lakers, and he's a big Clippers fan, and it does not make them title favorites. I'll tell you that right now, because I still got the Denver Nuggets coming out of the West. And like I said, they said strip clubs and injuries, or should we say the bar, the burger joint. So Mongo Slade, aka James Hardhead, with the supreme legend Kawhi that used to play with my Spurs and the Raptors. Now it's like, he got to stay on the floor. Then you got Paul George ain't being who he is. Now he's worrying about his podcast and stuff. And they say they landed James Harden, ESPN blockbuster trade. I might read some of that a little bit, but it's a shame that people have to come out and say this. Blockbuster trade. And I think it's a 76ers trade. So let's read ESPN, what they got to say. Sources, Clippers landed James Hardhead. I know y'all know it was Harden, or Mongo Slade. Shout out to the LDBC with that nickname. In a blockbuster 76ers trade, the LA Clippers acquired the 10-time All-Star. Hold on. Yeah. Acquired a 10-time All-Star James Harden in a blockbuster trade with the Philadelphia 76ers Monday night. Sources told ESPN the 76ers sent Harden, PJ Tucker, and Flip Perchazov to the Clippers for Marcus Morris, Robert Covington. He played with the Sixers years ago. He's going back to the Sixers, okay? And then Nick Batum. He's played for the Blazers and the Hornets. And KJ Martin, a 2028 unprotected first-round pick of the 2 second-round picks, a 2029 pickup swap with, and an additional first-round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder. But sources told ESPN. Yes, acquiring is breaking news. Yes, he's going to the Clippers. I don't see him as title favorites. I'll tell you that right now. I'll give my start after reading this article. The Clippers are sending the 2027 first-round pick and the Oklahoma City and clearing the way for the Thunder and the protected 2026 first-round pick. 76 said the Clippers sending the 2024 and 2029 or 2029 second pick for the Sixers to deal with, and said the Sixers, as Danny Gary trade sources said. Let me get set up for a minute, because I got to check what's going on in the chat, because I don't want to be misquoted on here. You know how it is. This is not entertainment by whatsoever. Let me do this. Let me get set up real quick. Screen always blacking out. Yeah. Nah, that ain't gonna get popped. Nah, it is. They always want to control the live stream dictation. But let's read the rest of the article. Okay, the Sixers are bringing back an expiring contract that kept them on track to the potential have much of a $50 million to $65 million salary cap space the next summer. But the Clippers landed Harden to partner with the All-Star Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, as well as guard Russell Westbrook. Some people call him Russell. The trolls call him Russell Westbrook. I call him Hustle Westbrook. Just a nickname. But he be hustling hard with them triple doubles. But that's a whole other story. I used to play 2K17. I used to play 2K5 and off and on, and then I used to play 2K17. I wasn't a 2K guy. I'm more of an NBA Live guy. That was years ago. I just had to throw that in there. But yeah, and then he said who played with Harden on the Thunder and the Houston Rockets. But the Clippers and the Sixers have been discussing Harden trade since July, and they finally completed an agreement in the late hours of Monday. But the Clippers and the 76ers have been talking again to the trade over the week after it became increasingly untenable for Harden for the incorporated back to the Sixers lineup, sources said. Sixers have wanted to give the 2 first-round picks out to Harden, trade to the belief that those assets, coupled with the second-round picks and the pick swap, and to give them a chance to the Maxis this season, blah, blah, blah. It's not much, but yeah, that trade is very shaky. It does not make them title favorites. I got that from the ESPN, an article I just read. So, let's get back to it. Now, James Hardhead, a.k.a. Mungo Slade, think he going to win a championship with a bunch of guys that's been injury prone. Let me tell you something about the Clippers. It's going to be a miracle them coming out of the West if they stay healthy all season. Me personally, I got the Nuggets. Jokic is unstoppable. I don't think he's the guy yet until he wins another championship or more. 2 championships don't make it great just yet. I got to see him win at least one more, I'll say this year and the next year, but I highly doubt the Nuggets is going to be. It depends. If the Nuggets is this good and this style they play, the way the rules has changed, and yes, Jamal Murray is a factor. They play as a team and they move that ball around. You can't play ISO ball. You got to have skills. Now, the only team that can match them in the future will be the Spurs. Now, the Spurs is learning. And I told you about my Spurs is a 5-10 year process. The Lakers ain't gonna be the team which you'll see in the next future. LeBron and them, I don't see it. The Clippers have an edge with the Lakers now, but here's the thing: can they stay healthy? If they do not win a championship this year, according to Dreamers Pro, and I agree with him, he's a Clippers fan. Championship or bust, he's up out of there. Now, Steve Ballmer is the reason he did this. He wants the championship right now. Now, usually the last time we saw this trade for stars was probably the Celtics. A lot of people try to say Miami. Yeah, but that's different. That was free agency. I had to disagree with Dreamers Pro on that. Now, I understand Miami was something like that, dominated, but they didn't win that year. To win it one year, the last time I saw that was with the Celtics in 08. A lot of people try to say that wasn't. No, it was the Celtics 08, and I don't know why people gloss over that. The Celtics 08 makes a difference. How you determine is a champion, right? But you gotta understand this is the type of stuff that we're looking at, and that's just how you look at it, and determine what the West is going to be. But me personally, the Western Conference is what it's stacked up to be. Now, we're not tripping about nothing, and I just don't know understanding, but what's happening. And that's just what it is. Oh, a verb is on. Okay. Let me see. Say what's up, the verb. Yeah, I know I'm streaming, but it is what it is. I'm setting him over here quietly. But yeah, the James Harden trade is very magnificent, man. Like, it's a good build up for Steve Ballmer, but it's not gonna help him win a championship. I understand if y'all Clippers fans are in the clouds or watching it in and out, we'll see. But can they stay healthy? That's the thing about the Clippers. I think the Clippers, to me, it's going to be like their first championship, kind of like what we saw in Toronto. Now, if Kawhi gets it done, if he stays healthy, they could be unstoppable. Now, me personally, I think Kawhi can guard everybody. I already know he can guard Jokic. That's a good matchup. I would love to see that. I would love to see the Nuggets and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. That's me personally. I will take the Clippers. They ain't one of my favorite teams, but that's the team that don't mind watching. You know why? Because I think the Clippers have a shot, you know. But what hurts the Clippers is the attitude and their ego. But when you talk about the NBA, it's not really much you can say and muster. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not saying I'm not feeling it, but you gotta understand the mindful of where we at now. It just goes to show you that this stuff is very real. And this is how I see it playing out. Now I know I'm be on here for an hour, so as always, Independent Think Series is an hour long. The streaming, or you can call it whatever, a podcast or whatever. You just listen to me and chill and listen on the playback. But I gotta say, we gotta talk about this trade. This is the big talk right now online. Besides the war and other things, we're not talking about it today. We'll talk about it briefly this week. I'll tell you it's not some good news, and just be prepared to survive, man. That's all I can tell you, but I'm not gonna get into detail. Old boy over there is delusional right now, and everybody's not feeling it. I'm just telling you right now. So I'm not gonna go in depth on it probably this week, and I'm just gonna kill it. Just gonna let it play out, and then next month, and we'll see what's happening, what's the hottest new thing, and it's not going away. That's talking about right now, but now sports is here. The great distraction begins. The great distraction begins, but you gotta understand that's the type of stuff that we are seeing online. I know everybody celebrates this holiday. I don't really care for this holiday, but I had to change the avatar, show you the sword. Yeah, I'm playing my DMC for this so-called holiday, but I'm just chilling, and I just finished the series on every console. I done beat the games before and beat it years ago. And then also I support Capcom in those games, especially Devil May Cry series. Also got the one with the let's see. I'm playing the fourth game. I already done beat the game. Now I've got to play the females to do their missions and cut it on the Xbox or whatever. But I also got the fifth game, beat Nose. Now I gotta play this is Virgil on the screen, so you know how that goes. That's just me personally. I'm not saying it to be saying it, but I'm just saying that's where we at with it. So yeah, I'm speaking that this trade, it's not gonna make a lick of difference if they don't stay healthy. If they do not win this year, that just lets me know that this team is through. Ballmer is trying to experiment something. Are they gonna bring him back with the money? Yeah, championship brings money. He's right, and it does bring money. It does bring value for the team. So when you're in LA, who's the best show in town? The Lakers ain't thriving because they got an aging LeBron. AD's not doing much, and it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah. Don't like this fucking house in this room. I'm gonna have to get an upgrade real soon. But I'm gonna stick to task at hand because I'm tired of this bullshit. Want to get better spacing. When I get done with this shit. Shit is annoying, but it's okay. I gotta deal with the bullshit that I have, right? But yeah, but trade is booming right now. They're talking about it, but the Clippers, it's a chance to outshine the Lakers. So they're winning right now. They said the Memphis Grizzlies is in trouble. What Jimmy Rose said, Memphis is trash. Without Ja Morant, they're nothing. Mark Smart's not an upgrade. I'm sorry, bro. He's not. The Bucks lost one game. That's good. They're 2-1. They're gonna be the favorites to come out these. Boston's undefeated right now. That's because they got Porzingis. If Porzingis stays healthy, Celtics have a shot. But I don't think they can beat the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? But if they beat any of these teams, if they beat Denver, they might win this year too. So I'm not picking the Clippers because we don't know what the NBA Finals is going to be. We just don't know. It's a different era right now. The Nuggets is 4-0 right now. Now, the Nuggets is the best team. If the Nuggets beat everybody, that means they could beat the Celtics. That may be an NBA Finals. That's supposed to happen last year. But Dallas is good. They 3-0. Be surprised. I like Dallas beat the Clippers. Clippers, they 2-1. No, they lost one game. Some people say they were undefeated. No, they lost one game. I don't trust the Clippers. I love the Kings, though. The Lakers ain't going nowhere. The team is losing right now. It's the Grizzlies, the Rockets. They're finished. I don't see them thriving. Or the Jazz. These are going to be lottery picks, y'all. Pay attention. And Portland Trailblazers, same way. San Antonio, they it's a 5 to 10 year process. Once they have that process, they'll have it. I'm telling you. Keep that in mind. And that's the thing that you got to look at. It's a process. So these teams are looking decent. Warriors are okay because, I got Draymond, but they'll have a lackluster season. They'll be in the playoffs, but they're not the same team they once was. I told you, Detroit's going to go in. Philadelphia's going to go in. Orlando's going to start off good, but if they start losing games, they're going to be who they are. But Orlando's Orlando. Indiana's going to do good because, like I said, Indiana may be back in the playoffs. I'm going to tell you that right now. They'll be back in the playoffs. They'll be that dark horse. The Knicks is struggling just a bit. It's early, but the Knicks ain't going to really do much. And if they have a losing season, you know what it is. The Nets should do better. The Cavaliers, they're through. The Bulls are through. The Hawks will probably be good. This is early in the season. We're going to see what they like now, midway through the season. So we already know the Bucks and the Celtics is the top dogs right now. And in Indiana, it looks like in Philadelphia, it's top 5. So it's looking decent. Raptors are struggling. They ain't going nowhere. Miami might not go nowhere. And they might not make the playoffs this year. I'm a Heat guy too, but they ain't going nowhere. My Raptors ain't going nowhere. There's several teams I like in the NBA, but my all-time favorite team is the Bulls. And my 80s team from the 80s is the Pistons. Those are the two teams I really like in the East. That's just really it. And I got several other teams. Right after that, that'd be Miami. Who else is I like? I like all the Florida teams, Orlando and Miami. Those are the two teams I really like. The Magic just ain't going to cut it. I'm okay with the Magic doing well. I'm not a Pacers guy. I'm not a Celtics and Bucks guy. I like Giannis, but I don't care for the Bucks like that. I want the Bulls just improve, man. Hawks is okay. I start liking them in the 2000s. They're decent. They had Josh Smith and all that. They had a decent roster. The Atlanta Hawks is okay. I would like to go to a Hawk game too. But that's it. But I don't care for the football team here or, I do love the baseball and the basketball. That's the only two things I like in the soccer team. That's it. But outside of that, football team, not so much. I don't care for the Falcons. I don't go to no games like that. The West is a toss-up. I'm a big Spurs guy. That's my favorite team of all time in the NBA, modernly. Still love the Spurs. I wish the Spurs do great. I don't care if they win multiple championships. I'm a Spurs guy deep down. Besides the Bulls and the Pistons, I like them more than anything. But I always like them. Even when they're losing, I still support them. In the West, it's a toss-up. I like the Spurs and the Kings. Those are the two teams I really like. The only reason I like the Kings is because they used to have Mitch Richmond, but I still love the Kings more than anything. I love their history and everything. Same with the Spurs. Everybody else is just a toss up. You know what I'm saying? The Thunder used to be the Sonics. They're okay. I love the Mavericks. I like all the Texas teams so far, and Dallas is doing great. I like watching them win in the playoffs. I've liked them since the '90s. I like their history too. You know, so far I don't care for the Lakers or the Clippers. Those are the ones I don't care for. Phoenix, I don't care for them either. You know what I'm saying? Like defense is out the door. My Rockets is just terrible right now. It's gonna be a minute for them. Timberwolves, they decent. I used to like them when they had Garnett. I liked them before they had Garnett. They was decent. They had some decent players. It's cool to watch. But when Garnett came, I kind of stuck with him. But after that, Minnesota just been lackluster. You know how they are. Everybody else is just garbage to me. Nuggets, I'm neutral. I don't care for the Nuggets, but I did like some of their players. I'm not gonna lie. I know the history is decent, but you know the NBA is the NBA, so it's a toss up. Now I know tonight is the Suns and the Spurs Halloween night. Knicks and the Cavaliers tonight, and today, you know, tonight is you got the Spurs and the Suns, and 10:30 you got the Magic and the Clippers. LA is going to be very interesting. The Warriors beat the brakes off the Pelicans. Lakers won last night, which is not a bad thing. They should. The Nuggets beat the brakes off the Jazz. You know, it's a rivalry game. It is what it is. He said Nuggets. My stomach is kind of hurting. But I'll be all right. I'll fight through this shit. Yeah. She talking about that vulgar stuff. Ain't nobody wants you. She cut her hair. Hair short. She got extensions. Yeah. Everybody's getting a makeover. But man, it's just, you know, that trade is just, it was blockbuster today. So you know how that goes. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, independent thinking series is a combination of independent ideas and talk about away from politics and things like that. Yeah, sports is a great escape, but it's not what it used to be. It's gotten a little political because of the stats and things but the sports podcast world is actually big, but it's not like anything new. You know, the concepts are real, but it is what it is. But a lot of people just get caught up on the little stuff. I know everybody is in emotion right now, but you know, I'm just looking at this thing like next year, I will have this series next year. And yes, 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 it's gonna be real. And I gotta see what day Thanksgiving is on so I can make my scheduling for this month. You know, this month I am not worried. When is Thanksgiving? Okay, the 23rd. I'm gonna let y'all know now. The 23rd is Thanksgiving, right? On the 23rd, I will not do a Thursday Thrills. I repeat, if you ask me what happened to the Thanksgiving edition, I will not do a Thanksgiving edition. I might just do an hour pre-record. I'm gonna say it like that. I'll do an hour pre-record. The Thanksgiving edition. It's gonna be something different. It's gonna be something different. I'll let y'all know. I'll drop a recording on a Thanksgiving edition and just talk about history for a minute. Might do something for Thursday Thrill special edition, Thanksgiving edition, and you're gonna see something different. I'm going to put it out and just expect what you're gonna see in so many words. But that whole week, I might do it on a day and then drop the recording whenever, but I'll drop a recording now. I know it's Native American Day, Black Friday and all that stuff. But on the 23rd, it's gonna be different. Now, I will have a live stream on the 30th of the Thursday Thrills, but this other one will be like a pre-recorded, and I'm gonna stream it. And that Thursday, because I don't spend time, get away, just away, because I know everybody spend time with their family, because I know it's gonna be out. I'm just gonna drop it at a certain time around the nighttime. Y'all can watch it. Because I know everybody's gonna watch football and everything. So I'm glad I know it's on the 23rd, and okay. And I'm gonna schedule that sooner or later. But yeah, just be on the lookout for that. I'll schedule all the Thursday Thrills, but the one that's gonna be pre-recorded, you already know I'm gonna put it on a certain date. And it's not a live stream, but it is like a Thursday Thrill edition. Just be on the lookout for that, because on that week it's a clean week. Now Christmas is different, because I don't know what Christmas is going to be like, because I know Christmas is on a Sunday. Because Thursday Thrills, I'm going to end it in the next month, not this month or not the next month. That's going to be November. October is the final month, right? Because it's Halloween, right? It's not going to end this month or the next month. Just be on the lookout. Next month, you ain't going to get as much. And I'll pick a day as the final stage of this Thursday Thrill series. Now, the Independent Thinker series is going to continue during the spring, and I'm going to end that next year. And I'm going to do a different live stream format and talk about some things that's more important. How to move forward with your endeavors of survival, and look at things from perspectives that y'all need to know, because online is different. You can talk about different ranges of things. I know current events is one. You talk about what's going on in the news and people acting dumb. You're just trying to get your knowledge out. But what I'm trying to do is I'm seeing it from where the landscape is overseas. Now, I know the election is the big talk of next year. It's a circus. And it's not looking good for any candidate. Now, the Republicans, Trump, they're trying to knock him out so he won't get run, because of the numbers he got. But people still vote for him regardless. I just don't see DeSantis winning, because a lot of people say he's broke. He is broke. And a lot of people don't realize that Nikki Haley's a better fit, because the war is going on. She's going to fit in the right spots that you need her. She came from the UN, so they're going to be biased. She may win that, but I don't think she's going to win presidency. No. So this war is helping Biden right now. We're going to see. That's what it's all about, really. And I say I wasn't going to talk about it, but I ain't going extensive. I'll save that for this coming Thursday a little bit and talk about the election. And that's going to be the key that you're going to look out next year, because all this is ramped up for 2024. It's going to be a circus next year. So in sports, you see James Harden getting traded. It's a big blockbuster. This is going to be the circus all year of this year. And then next year, we're going to see how they're going to do in the months. And that play-in tournament ain't going to be as fun as people think. So what you're looking at right now is you're seeing differences of players coming back to the fold. So LeBron is already declined. He declined since not just the sweep, but he declined in a couple of years, despite his usage or wherever. A lot of people say it's alleged. Now, I believe he did, because they're protecting him. Don't get me started if it's alleged. I'm going to give you a secret. David Ortiz, now I heard this from Two Raw, said he was in the Hall of Fame, but it's well known that took steroids, PEDs, performance enhancement drugs, right? The same people that was in Miami. Now, here's the flip side. He got in the Hall of Fame. Now, Boston's racism and pride wouldn't let their own players, even though he's from another culture, right, let him in the Hall of Fame. Now, the Hall of Fame is it's tarnished right now. It's not the Hall of Fame where I was growing up. There's rules. You can't use this and this and this. You think people care nowadays? No, because the way of the climate of the world is. No, I told you, we live in a finesse world. A finesse world means anybody can be in the Hall of Fame. That includes the NBA. They're going to rig it to the point they need notoriety and abilities, because there's a lot of records in these professional sports, right? And they've never been broken. So they need the next star so they can dominate the airways. So their job is to let people in, no matter if they use drugs or not. A lot of people try to say it's illegal. Well, tell that to the people that owns it and who's the current commissioner and the owners of it now, and they don't really care. It's about merchandise. Fanatics are bots. They actually like troll bots that you see online. That's what they are. They've always been that way. The average fan is a bot. He's a slave. Wherever the master tells him, he tells him what to do. That's what they are. A supporter that supports sports, understands the science, understands the fundamentals of all sports, and it is what it is. I just heard a hockey player slash someone's throat with his skate while he was in game, but I can't show y'all the footage. Y'all can go find that on Twitter by old boy's channel. I forget his name. I saw that shit. I mean, he slashed him and he murdered him right in the game. In game. We talking about in game. He was sliding. He was moving the hockey stick and trying to get to the puck. He was moving it and lost his life in the ice skating ring, the hockey ice skating ring. This is crazy. And that guy, I don't know if he's going to get charged or get kicked out of the league. They probably going to press charge what he did. It was flagrant. It's crazy. And I saw that. And I said, man, I forget the boy's name that died. It's awful. I can't show you the gruesome footage, according to YouTube, but it just goes to show you that sports is dying. It's been dying for years, and they lost the essence of what it used to be. But you got to understand, the world is changing. We live in a finesse world. The finesse world exists. You can't even say nothing really outrageous no more. I mean, you can to some degree, but they got to muzzle you down. If you're doing it for money, they already got you, especially on YouTube. If you try to monetize and be extreme, you can't do that no more. They want you finesse. They'll let you get away with some until they know you're a star. They want you to tone down certain things, and that's control. They want to control your voice, everything. It's not just this platform, any platform. Yeah, they do that, but 9 to 10, they let you give the freedoms you want. I don't say too much, but if you go on other platforms, they let you say it. But they're not as popular than YouTube. So it is what it is. But you got to understand something. The world is not looking at it from that angle. They're looking at it like right is right and this, right? But they don't understand we're in a finesse world. I be watching these body cam videos, right? About the cops. A lot of people try to say that helps the police. In the comment section is so much drone bot slave driven, and don't even realize that doesn't help the cops. It actually helps you idiots out there talking about this is what happens. Like when people talk like that, they're bitch made in real life. They never did shit. They never risked nothing. That can be you, dummy. They arrest innocent people every day, and that's their job, and it's a racket. Like I said, stop drinking and driving, stop doing drugs. This is me personally. If y'all ever drink and drive and do drugs and these law enforcement's going to cuff you, you deserve what you get. I don't feel sorry for people to get caught up. It's a game to them. Like I said, you're doing time, and states like I told you about, New Mexico is one of the worst states in the U.S., and they don't care if you get a lot of limits until you get caught. But here's the secret about DAs. DAs are corrupt for a reason. It's business. If you do dirt in this country, and if you have a great DA that's corrupt, like Dwight Howard's uncle that everybody knows personally, it's a wrap, bro. Atlanta has a lot of corruption. All these cities do. Just do not think the DA determines your fate all the time, and the hung jury. They usually do. A lot of people say they don't, but they usually do. And if you got money and corruption on your side, if you're in those cities, fellas, just be careful. Nobody's your friend in this world. And I ain't saying I've been caught, but I've seen people get destroyed by certain cases. Just be careful. And I've seen it down here too, and they foul. This happens all the damn time. That's why these body cams expose that side of it, and they also expose the crimes that people do. It's a crime to certain law enforcement. But just be careful. They're not playing with you out here, and that's why these body cams, it is for the cops, bailout for him in a sense, but it's actually for you if y'all ain't careful. Do not think it ain't about you, but it is. I'm telling you right now, just be careful. Just be careful. Because a lot of people just going to look at it like This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. But you gotta understand the world is different now. You think people are gonna just act crazy, man? But you gotta understand when I watch those body cam footages, and when people, I seen one that had problems. Y'all need to see all of them. I recommend y'all see all of them. To be honest with you, the best ones I get. I just subscribed to one channel. It's called Body Cams, and they had the shoplifting thing, and I never did it. Shoplifting is a big deal in Florida, apparently, and it's kind of bad, in a way. But I'm just saying you can get charged for that. But unless you got a lot of corruption protecting these people. So you got the Body Cam Watch channel. That's a good channel. They got some hilarious stuff. There's a new video out, Disorderly Conduct at its Finest. They got so many of them, man. It's just wild. But it's actually for the civilians' protection and law enforcement. But the law enforcement don't win a lot of cases through body cam. You notice I told you the DA and the hung jury determines about Cecilia's fate, and they got to see if they have to answer it, and they see the video, and they can say that person is lying on the video. That happens all the time. You have to be careful with body cams. They have a body cam too, and if you got a camera and the witness have it, it's an argument over evidence, which is stupid to me. I wish they just tell them, let them have the evidence and then get off, but it don't work that way. The DA and the jury determines your fate. That's the thing about, what's going on, Alonzo Salute. It's really sad why court is so effed up. And that goes for civil and criminal. That's why you got to be careful. If you watch these body cam channels, if you notice the cops, the law enforcement, a lot of people say F the police sometimes, right? It's not about F the police. It's just half of them are normal, right? They are doing their job, but you got some that ain't doing their job. But here's the trick side. Alvin Priest just had a video talking about the guys, execute guys. Mississippi's ass back was like Arkansas at best. Quiet as kept. But that's Mississippi and Arkansas. It's a lot of corruption down there. Georgia's got it. Tennessee's got it. But here's the flip side. If you have corrupt DAs, and sometimes DAs are, they're somewhat of a lawyer, but they're federal lawyers. They can get you out of whatever. And if you don't do the plea deal or fight this case, they'll let you go. If you take the plea deal, you're going to do some time in a prison cell or whatever. That's how they, because back then, a lot of people think you're going to get lighter sentences. Yeah, but you're doing time. You don't want to do the time, so you're going to fight it. Some cases you want to fight, and the ones you can't fight this case, you got to take the plea deal and then do the time. But most people don't want to do that. That's average people in general. And I noticed these body cams expose people like the drinking, the drunk driving. 95% of their content is drunk driving, and sometimes 25. I'll say 10% to 25% is mostly outrageous shootings. And the other percentages, 95 or more percentage, I would say is more based off drunk driving. That's what body cams expose. The drunk drivers that murder people and accidents, whatever, they get misdemeanors, and then shoplifting. I would say about 30 to 40%. The rest of the content is shoplifting or some form of theft and driving. That's what, namely, the body cams is for that. That's what the police will show you by the average civilian, which is pathetic. But the murders and the R, I will say vape. You can't say the R word, but you got to put it in context. But, I ain't going to say it because, how pathetic this site is. But I say it every now and then on other places. But vaping, I ain't going to use the G and the R. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that because you're saying the same thing. So I use vape. They said, what's vaping? Not vaping the cigarettes. I'm going to say vape in the actual sexual act. But we ain't going to get into it. But and a lot of those people get less time. A lot of people say they don't. Yes, they do in certain states. I told you about New Mexico. Y'all need to see the New Mexico body cam. And they tell you at the end that he got off in certain situations, and the judge is going to listen to the DA and the jury, whoever they voted on, which is crazy. But as you show you, the judicial system is actually mostly corrupt. Now, some of them are clean and honest. You got to go with the right people. It's not perfect in this country, and it never will be perfect because it's designed you to fail. You just got to avoid it at all costs. It's really that simple. Most people, if they get caught with DUIs and all this other stuff and the breath test, they want you to fail that the breath test so they can lock your butt up, so you can get that misdemeanor or that charge. So you don't want that. My advice down here: if you get charged with DUI here, you're through. You may get suspended 1 year or 2 year, whatever. You know, in the South, just be careful. I mean, you may get your license back, but here's the thing: other places, not so much. Like the Midwest, East Coast, not so much. You're going to get messed up out here, you know, because these body cam content creators, shouts out to them. Like, there's both sides I agree with. It's really gray. It's not really black and white. Let me tell you something about body cam content. It's actually the best content on YouTube right now. Me in the middle of it, besides educational videos and the stagnation content is trash. Y'all talking about relationships, y'all lame. That's not content. That's when y'all trying to get into it. It was big during the pandemic and prior to the pandemic. It died down. People got tired of it. That's when podcasting became a thing. It was a thing, but it didn't get popular until the pandemic. And after the pandemic, everybody's doing it. But when you talk about sports podcasts and other things and criminals and all that stuff, you actually got something to talk about. The jail stuff, the prison stuff, people that been locked up and getting out. Yeah, they're doing content, but here's the thing: they're not telling you the real side of it, and they're not telling you the real side of gang documentaries. I've been watching gang documentaries probably since 2008 when I had my first channel, when they had street gangs. Shouts out to street gangs. He's out there, and he calls it Street Gangs Media TV, something like that. Alejandro and Alonzo out of LA talks about these LA gangs, and he does a great job about that. Then you have people in Gangland from the History Channel. They don't do that no more. You can find it on YouTube on certain ones. I done seen like damn near all of them on every series. Damn near. And you got people talking about it that was a part of an affiliate. Like, I don't listen to those people. Actually give them interviews to actually talk to those people. And most of them, they ain't doing what y'all think they're doing. They're trying to get away from the killing. So what they're doing now is like they tone it down. So what you're seeing right now is like it's community outreach. It's too late for that because they start out like that in the beginning when they leaders, but over time, drugs destroyed everybody. Now, if you get caught with drugs possession on the body cam videos, it's not as popular on the body cam videos because if they check you for drugs, they had the drug doll on the body cam channel, the body cam watch. I do believe that they have a few videos, those, and they don't have all types of crime. They have the crimes that they show you, but usually 90% of their content is really drunk driving and DUIs. That's the sad part. That's usually their content. That's what draws their videos. They can look at the other ones that have different crime. It's good. And theft. Drunk driving and theft is their main source of their body cams. You know why they want to get it on camera when people like to argue in court and all that stuff? The police got the video evidence. Sometimes they do not throw it out. If you got a good DA and stuff like that and a good attorney on you, you're usually going to get off. And it's foul, I know, and I see it all the time in Georgia, and it's foul. You know, they don't expect you to do that much time because they let drunk drivers and murderers and vapists, I'm gonna say, you know, the other word that goes with that, vapists free, right? And there's a reason for that. There's an overflow of prisons. They're overcrowded in other areas in the FedEx. You can't build a lot of prisons. I hate to say it. They just don't have the resource because that war over there overseas is fucking with them right now. America ain't got enough. They're going to have to send you somewhere overseas to do time, or Canada somewhere. That's what they're going to do in the future. Because think about it. Being there said, we need more prisons. That ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. This country will die based off their economics. It's going to die within with the physical bloodshed that we're going to see in the future. Because that war over there is going to determine that. I said, is there going to be nukes here? Nope. We got all the nukes. in the military bases. We got hackers. They'll nuke those countries and had the so-called Mideast is finished. Even though the Arabs will probably win the guerrilla warfare. I'll say it like this. They'll win the guerrilla warfare. Yes. It'll be like Vietnam. You're just going to have more urban terrorism and gangs. Out of this war, if we get in this war, you're going to see a lot of people raiding, being raiders. They're really going to be what you would say the modern day gangs that you see in drill music. They're getting you prepared for Armageddon. A lot of people try to say the WW. No, you're already in it. You're already in WW3 since 9/11. The essence of it, you already got chemical weapons for the years. You had nuclear poisoning and all that stuff. The atomic bomb, a long time ago. Now it's more efficient. You can die and they can melt your ass with a laser. Now we're in what? The 2020s? They're already there. Now all they need is make it standard. I told you, urban terrorism is here to stay, and I blame our government and the system across sea determine this. That's why this war is going on, and it's going to stay right in that little middle, in that little circle. But you got to understand, that's the world we live in, and media has been finished. It's multiple media outlets online. That's why these platforms ain't going to last forever. I'm going to tell you that right now. I would say Rumble and other places will last, but this one won't last. It'll get bought off like an Elon Musk type. Just be on the lookout. They will rearrange this in the future. And I'm telling you right now, because YouTube and you already know what they call X is Twitter is the new thing. But if you notice space is popular, right? Pay attention. YouTube does not like when that site with Elon Musk with the spaces and they put it on their platform, they're going to find a way to convince you to not pay for live streams. I'm not saying the ones that don't get monetized. I'm saying the ones that do get monetized. They're going to find a way to put people on, right? If you notice in spaces, if you're like, if you've been here for a long time, they're going to give you these advertising deals. They're going to give you the crazy deals like what you see on Twitter, what they call X now, right? If you see the premium, if you have YouTube Premium, right, or Twitter Premium, they're going to pay you more, right? But if you want traffic and data, we already know Google's king of data. They're not going to give this baby up unless they sell it $1 billion. Now, if a billionaire outbids them, you know, the government's going to be like, you know, they're going to let the government get involved, but they ain't going to oversee it too much because terrorists are going to find loopholes to stop certain shit. So TikTok, to me, remember I told you TikTok that China don't want to fool with it? They actually didn't really sell it. America's trying to say they're going to get rid of TikTok. Well, technically they can't now because of the situation over there with the two groups I done mentioned last week. That affects everybody. It's big money, big business. And then you look at the sports world, this hardened trade, stocks is going up. Who's going to win the championship this coming next year? There's a lot of distractions in the works of this Armageddon war. America wants money. They want the economy. They want to defeat the certain enemies. They can't defeat terrorism. You know why they can't defeat terrorism and why gangs exist, why drill music exists, why certain gangs is going to continue to rise. And I just saw some videos talking about a certain gang, 5 gangs in New York getting prosecuted, and half of those boys getting the death penalty. You know what that means, right? It means it's not over. It's over for the essence, but there will be leaderships. You're seeing collapses everywhere. I'm saying if you look at this year based off how great it was in the beginning to the end, to me, I had a great year based online, but offline, it was okay. But I'm getting prepared to see for survival mode to see what was going to happen. But next year it's going to be a circus. We already know. Election year. So be mindful of that, right? Be mindful of that. Commanders are reportedly sending Pro Bowler defensive end. 49ers get Young. Oh, wow. Man, the dead skins, y'all through. If y'all a dead skins fan, y'all through. We just kicked their ass last week. We 2-0. I seen both of them games. Shouts out to Gillen, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. EAGLES, Eagles. Man, it's crazy. But everything is going on in the world. Like like I tell you, a lot of things is changing online, and you seeing formats and no synthetic G talking bad about the men. You know, I mean, the females are a lot worse. If you want to see a woman inebriated, watch these body cam videos. They always want to fight the police. They never show the dudes fight the police. They fight them all the time, but the females, that gets the most views. I tell people that. If you're gonna do content, you've seen it in action. The camera and the cell phones is the new thing, the new evidence locker room, right? So it's just what it is, man. Like everybody knows the truth. Everybody know what's going on. Y'all see the big picture. So it's basically nothing new. But we're seeing right now, it's just like it just goes to show you that we're in a time that the finesse world has been taken over, and now people are mad about it. Well, don't vote for sorry DA guys from the DA and sorry jury in the Supreme Court and certain politicians that control them. It's crazy. Let's see, NFL. Lions beat the Raiders. Well, this Thursday, tomorrow, Titans versus the Steelers. Titans just come off the win against the Falcons. Now they play the Steelers. That's going to be a good game. This is coming up this Thursday. Right now. Yesterday, the Lions beat the Raiders. Not surprised. Not surprised. And the Eagles and the Commanders game was not close. That's the Deadskins, by the way. Titans beat the brakes off of Atlanta, 28-23. They beat the shit out of them. Not too bad, but they beat the shit out of them. They had them. Eagles is 38. Commanders 31. We beat the brakes off of them. That wasn't no game. Like, it was good. We faced them earlier this year and this month. Dolphins 6-2, Chiefs 6-2, Ravens 6-2, Jaguars 6-2, Titans 3-4, 3-4 along with the Texans. The Steelers is 4-3. You know what's so funny? The Titans got a 3-4 record. The Steelers got a 4-3 record. If they lose against the Titans, they'll be 4-4. Titans would be 3-5. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? The Browns is 4-3. Everybody's 4-3. AFC North is competitive, yes, but the best one right now is AFC East because the Dolphins is doing good. The Bills are doing good right behind them. Patriots are doing terrible. But the worst team in the NFC conference is actually Carolina. They got 1-6. Falcons 4-4, tied with the Saints. Lions is the king of their division in NFC North. So they did right beating the Raiders. Seahawks should win. The Giants are through. The Deadskins, that's why I know them as. They call themselves the Commanders. They're through. The military industrial complex. They was fouled for changing that name. Then you have the fucking Cowboys. Cowboys. They 5-2. They all right. You know, they ain't going nowhere. They have their moments. We're 4-1 on the road. Philadelphia. They 7-1. 3-0 at home. They undefeated at home. So yeah, the Eagles, let's see who they play tomorrow. I mean, play this coming up Sunday. Commanders. Yeah, we have a bye week. We have a bye week. Oh, we play the Cowboys next. No, we play the Cowboys next. Okay. When do we have a bye week? December, November. And we play the Chiefs on the 20th in Kansas City. That's going to be an interesting game. The Bills are going to be a tough game. I'll say Kansas City and the Bills will be a tough game. Now the Cowboys, that's a whole nother story. And they play the Cowboys on the 10th. We play the Cowboys on the 10th of December. Again, Cardinals, Giants, and I don't pick the Eagles every time. Jan 7th and December. On the Christmas game will be the Giants and Eagles. I got the Eagles on that. So it is pretty much it. Yeah, that's it for the sports world. But yeah, the NFL is out there, man. So, hey, what's going on, APTV? Salute, 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 salute. Oh yeah, we're tuning in. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. But yeah, man, like the body cam stuff is just. It, I'm been watching this thing on YouTube. I didn't know that's good content on here because sometimes when you look at those shows, you look at those episodes, you be like, that expose how sorry people are and let law enforcement do y'all like that. I just look at it like this. People get caught up and they just do their thing and they're just like, all right, we see it. And it's just a thing that I see things going on all the time, but I look at it like this. But when you get caught up and you understand what's going on, it's just like that stuff is crazy, but it's easy to get caught up, right? But man, my body is hurting right now. I don't know what to do till I get this addressed, but I'm just gonna keep through and push through, and it's just going crazy right now. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here real soon because I don't let y'all enjoy y'all little silly holiday. I don't really care for it, but I'm just trying to F with y'all, but you know how it is. And it's just what it is. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this Bloody Palace before I even switch to another game. And because this is wild for me. But I got my favorite mic. Y'all heard this mic probably from Sunday Madness. And this is for my independent thinking series only. I like using it. Just want to try something different. I've used it before, but I want to use it on certain occasions. I might use it every once in a while. I may use it in recording or whatever. But this is the type of stuff that we need to hear, things that we need to process. But the only thing I like about it is just like you maintain that poise. You know what I'm saying? Like you have what you need, you know? That's the thing. That's the thing. But you got niggas acting crazy talking about certain spaces and things like that. It's just really it's really thrilling. It's really thrilling. I just keep it a buck, man. I just keep it a buck. But when you're on a live stream, you just go crazy with it. Everybody's doing the same thing and people's doing what's what. Everybody's chilling at work. And it's just what it is. Donnell Rollins. Okay. He ain't talking about nothing. I don't think that dude's even funny. He's all right. He's a little hilarious, but I don't think he's that funny. Former FS1 analyst Brandon Marshall calls out Shannon Sharp of ESPN over his criticism. The Clippers will have to trade someone else on their team. They're going to have to trade Westbrook. I agree with the Sports and Political Channel LB. They're going to have to trade Westbrook. I think they're going to have to trade Westbrook or Paul George. I think they're trying to trade him or Paul George. I don't think it's going to be Kawhi. He said the Clippers, man, yeah. He's reaching a big time milestone, but the media won't talk about. But I will. And then you're seeing it right now. The C virus inquiry number 10 is complete chaos. You already know. You already know that time it is. Dwayne Wade and Gary Union split after years of infidelity. Oh Lord, that shit was fake. Stop it. This girl, Big T, need to calm down. Take your daughter off the internet, girl. Is it really about the kids? Wow. Well, salute to old boy, man. Gary Payton said that Hakeem was way better than Shaq. I agree. Shouts out to Two Raw for Sports for posting that. We gotta see Draymond versus Dabo. Man, Draymond needs to stay in his lane and focus on the NBA. It is what it is. Lakers beat Magic, but LeBron racks up 5 more turnovers. They said, Jab, Police. That's what they say in battle rap. Mongol slave forced his way to LA Clippers. Yep. It is what it is. Shouts out to boy doing his content. It's no hate over here, man. Put your pettiness to the side, bro. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth going back and forth with you. It's just not. It's just not. I know it's an hour and 3 minutes. I'm going to cut it here. Shouts out to APTV, Alonzo, the All-Star Advisor. Go check his stuff with the real estate and all that stuff, the power. Y'all go check these brothers out. And if y'all watching on the replay, that's all I said. I talked about a little bit of sports, the James Harden trade, the fiasco, and a little bit of politics, not as much, but I won't discuss you about this Thursday. And then I'm tell you about the pre-recording for the Thanksgiving edition on Thursday too. That's the only one that's going to be pre-recorded in this little podcast folder, and you're going to see it. And I'm going to talk and do my thing, and I'll get the stuff that I need to talk about, and it's going to be an hour. It's going to be an hour. I know I probably going to be to say it's probably the longest thing that's going to be. You know what I mean? And it's really interesting how that works. You know what I mean? Just the way they're able to stream it or whatever. So it is what it is. So with that, the people, Yisrael, shalom to y'all, and the Gentiles as well. Shalom. Pray to the east and the Most High Yah. As always, I will see y'all in Thursday Thrills. You know what edition? I believe it's the 81st edition, I believe. Let me check. I want to be right. Let me check the edition. Okay, the 81st edition. Yeah, we'll check you on the 2nd. Yes, normal time as always. Until next time, I will see y'all there. Until next time, I'm signing off and I'm out.